you a co-host. Pratibha, I'm just giving you a co-host access, and you can record it from your end too. You are able to?
I'm not sure.
So we'll just start with the process over here. Namaste. Hi, this is Meera here. Good morning and greetings of the day to all of you. I'm part of and founder of Maya Katha Community Hub, a community hub to connect, collaborate, learn, and grow. And we are a marketplace of trainers, mentors, and coaches. We work in collaboration with these trainers, offer them a platform to share their courses and their recorded content in the form of a learning material. And also, in terms of organizing training sessions, mentoring and coaching sessions in the line of business mentoring, confidence building by nurturing your skills and writing skills. Today is 29th July and we are recording this masterclass. In the name, it is empowering entrepreneurship. I mean, entrepreneurship is a word which is I would say it's just like a share market where it is the uphill journey where people have been hearing quite a bit about entrepreneurship, found what do you call it as funding, going for investment, lots of things. But entrepreneurship is something which is part of each of us. It is something which is ingrained within us. We would connect it as a creator in us as an entrepreneurship. So a couple of them take that creator at a corporate level, and a couple of us take it at a level wherein we create our own ecosystem, organization, or create a business. So without much ado, in today's session, we have Dr. Pratibha Nalini, who comes in with a good amount of an experience. I wish to give a formal introduction, but knowing her for quite some time, I can tell you, who's running two ventures, just like juggling with two balls, I would rather call it as. She is the founder of Lily of the Valley Skill Development and founder of Eldorado. Eldorado, the name in itself would definitely connect with each of you. It's about, old people, gerontology in that particular space where she is working, much needed for each of us. And today we're going to have her sharing not just her bit of a journey, but the learnings. This 1 hour masterclass, it is not going to make you an entrepreneur, but at least it can help us understand the creator part within us, which requires a bit of a nudging and which requires a bit of a support and a mirror to show that there's something within which you can create or help people create one. So welcome, Pratibha. Thanks for accepting the invite from Maya Katha to run the show today. So I'm just putting you on a spotlight so that people can just, yeah.
So thank you so much, Meera, for that wonderful introduction and for the wonderful things that you do in connecting people and transforming lives. And a hearty welcome to Mr. Aaron, Dr. Aaron and Dr. Rachel. So there are a lot of doctorates here. So hearty welcome to all of you. So let me begin by sharing my screen. And I would like to have this as a very interactive session, and you also have a little bit of tasks to do alongside with me. So I hope you will be enjoying it. Let me know if you start seeing my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, it is visible. All right. Okay. So the topic that I've taken for the day is empowering entrepreneurs, transforming dreams to reality. And I hope you have seen the beautiful poster that was circulated by Meera, and we are all here. So before we get in, I'm just going to break down this topic into bits and pieces. And we try to really understand, because these are very common words that we use from day to day. So let's just try to understand, what is a dream? We say, okay, we are going to transform dreams into reality. So what is a dream?
Looks like I need to pitch in, or it would be really great.
It's some vision that we have in mind, and we need to make a structured plan to achieve it.
Wonderful.
So more than having, for me, a dream is you have a goal. that maybe 5 years from now I want to start my career, and I should be stable, for example.
Wonderful.
But to achieve that, I will have to make a structured plan. I can't just dream that, okay, I'm going to become a very a self-sufficient person. And then, but I'll have to do something in the meanwhile. I can't just magically expect that dream to take place. Some work has to be put into it.
Wonderful, wonderful, Dr. Rachel. You've summed it all up. Wonderful. So, Dr. Aaron, from your psychological perspective, so what do you think a dream is? And what, according to you, is a dream?
Okay, so in my opinion, and what I've learned, see, a dream is, as what Dr. Rachel was saying, that it's a vision, and where I want to see myself, where all my potential, all my talents, I can make full use of. So that's what I understand a dream to be.
Wonderful. That's a brilliant response as well. So, as you've said, I know we are all here for the entrepreneurship session, and therefore our minds are also mature enough to talk about goals, aspiration, and vision. Nevertheless, dreams can be very simple as, the unconscious thing that we have. These are unconscious narratives that we experience during our sleep. Those are also dreams, which could turn out to be a reality because they are there inside our subconscious mind, our experiences, and whatever we aspire to be. And as you both rightly said, it's also conscious aspirations and goals that each of us could hold dear. So these are two extremes, because one is in the conscious regime and the other one is in the unconscious zone, but both are dreams. And we all know that there are a lot of types of dreams, right? So some dreams that come in sleep, or you could daydream. Daydream also gives you a lot of, aspiration and imagination and things like that. Lucid dreams, nightmares, prophetic, recurring, deep desire and aspirations. I'm not going to take a lot of time, but very quick look into these kind of dreams. Sleep dreams are involuntary. And it can be vivid, it can be surreal, but these come from our everyday experiences. And these help us to explore our imaginative and unrealistic situations. We also have the second type of dream, which is daydreaming. Most of the time, probably when we were children at school, we would have done this, right? When teachers' lectures were getting boring, we would have gone on to think about what's there for dinner tonight, or what's there, some random stuff, with whom am I going to play with, and things like that. So probably even now you might go into daydreaming once we get into this dream of entrepreneurship. It involves drifting thoughts and imagination, right? And lucid dreams, they say 55% of people have these kind of dreams at some point of time in their life. Lucid dreams are dreams where you are able to go and take control of the dream, take control over the dream, and you are able to allow some unique experiences to explore yourself into conscious exploration. Some dreams come again and again and again and again. It repeats over time and again. Okay, so it could have something with your emotions, some unresolved issues, and so on. There are nightmares. Okay, so even as an entrepreneur, you might end up into a lot of nightmares. We never know. So it can disrupt your sleep. It could reflect your fears and anxieties. Or you could also have, on the other extreme, prophetic dreams. Dreams which gives you insights about future events. Though there's a lot of debate about it. I believe in these kind of dreams as well. And then you have this deep desire, longing for something that's meaningful and fulfilling in life, something that is there, always there, and it is in pursuit of happiness. It could be in pursuit of love, purpose, or sense of fulfillment. That is something that you really go and long for. Or you have aspirations. So personal aspirations or life goals, which comes with a purpose. It could be on your career success, personal growth, or even having some milestones achieved. Now, having seen there are different kinds of dreams, probably there are even more types of dreams, just taken this common variety of dreams. Can you tell me which of these dreams would help you unleash your inner entrepreneur?
prophetic dreams.
Prophetic dreams, okay. What else?
Then the reasons like the deep desire.
The deep desire, wonderful. Okay, right.
I
So
think it's some of everything, no? It's
a
just
little
like
bit of
how your
everything.
thoughts get aligned to a particular vision you have.
Exactly. Yeah. So all the dreams help us to find or create a self-awareness of ourselves. Sometimes we don't even understand. Sometimes I get dreams of me chasing a tiger. I do not know. I keep getting this dream. I have absolutely no idea why I get these kind of dreams. Right? Probably Dr. Aaron will be able to throw some light on it, but I really do not know. Some random dreams, but nevertheless, to me, I feel okay. I'm somebody who's very strong. I'm able to chase a tiger. That gives a little bit of self-discovery probably. And as I also see there's one more participant, Riaz. So sorry, Riaz, you've missed a little bit of the session. So we're just talking about dreams. So what do you think? Which dream do you think could unleash the inner entrepreneur?
For me, I think it's deep desire.
Okay. Okay. Right. All right. So when we see, in the statistically, though we have a lot of dreams and though we want to say, I want to become an entrepreneur, this and that, unless or until we are having this deep desire or aspirations, we won't get into this thing called entrepreneurship. There are a lot of different dreams which tell me, okay, why not? Why don't I become this? Why don't I become that? But when you have something which is very deep or something that you aspire for, that is where you will be moving on towards your journey of entrepreneurship. So here I've just put a little bit of a comparison between what a deep desire means and what is an aspiration, right? So deep desire refers a strong feeling of want. You really want it. You want to get it done. Okay, it gives you personal pleasure. It gives you satisfaction. And it is relatively immediate. You don't plan for a lot of different things. I want to do it. I'm just doing it. Right? You don't have big strategies in place. Okay, and it is emotion driven. It is emotion driven. Whereas aspiration, it comes from a strong ambition. It comes from a longing. For example, right from your school days, if you were bullied, you have an aspiration probably to go and create an inclusive society. So that is your longing and aspiration. It comes from a strong ambition. Achieve something fulfilling in the long term. But this is going to require a lot of dedication and perseverance, careful planning, and it is more purpose driven. So if I'm going to just put it in a nutshell, your entrepreneurship that blooms out of deep desire is emotion driven. Entrepreneurship that is coming out of aspirations are purpose driven. Are we all there on this page together? Yeah. So
Yes.
okay. So now I'm going to take some examples. So what can be an emotion driven example of entrepreneurship? Say for example, you're so connected to baking. Very connected to baking. You're so passionate in baking. You never had any, big desires of running a big business and so on. So you just go, you share it with your friends and things like that. And eventually people might come and say, okay, you're making a healthy cake. So why don't you bake it for my daughter's birthday or for my son's birthday? So you take a minimal order and things like that. You feel very happy. You don't want to price it at a huge cost. You just put it, at a bare minimum. And then you say, okay, why not? This is working well. Why not I do it? Because I'm able to stay connected with whatever I'm able to do. So these are emotion driven businesses which comes, it just happens. It didn't have any plan. You didn't have to have a bakery set up done. You're not thinking about licensing. You're not thinking about anything. You just get started and then you move on towards all your compliances, your legal things and, scaling it up and so on. So one example of emotion driven business, big business. Can you identify this? Can you identify this logo?
Hi, Pratibha, just conscious interruption over here. To each of you who are participating over here. We respect your space and time and energy and the money that you have invested. Somewhere you feel you can switch on your video. It would help our trainer also to, get that interaction vibe, what you call it as. But yes, absolutely, basis your comfort, because we totally know you might have other work also, and you're allocating your time amidst all those work. Somewhere in between, you can switch on your video, great. If not, at least the audio when we wanted to talk to you. This is a class which is being recorded, which will be up on our Maya Katha website down the line as an access file, not only for file, but for learning also. Because when a trainer is sharing, when she or he gets to hear from the participants, it will add on more to these recorded or to these sessions. So thank you so much. Over to you, Pratibha.
Yeah, thank you for that intervention. So here we see one small logo. So are you able to identify what this is? Yeah.
Instagram.
What is that? What is that?
Instagram.
Exactly, Instagram. So here we see capturing moments one photo at a time. That was an emotion of two friends who just wanted to take photos. They developed a very, very simple photo sharing app. Very simple photo sharing app. They didn't have a big business plan in mind because they liked to share their photos. But you know what happened? That desire resonated with millions. Lot of other people also had a similar desire. So it scaled way beyond what they thought. Way beyond what they thought. So the desire that you have, if you're taking it to entrepreneurship, if that desire resonates with millions, if that desire resonates with the people around, then your entrepreneurship will scale. Your business will scale, right? On the other hand, do you know this?
Amazon.
Amazon. So here there was a person who started it in his garage, right? He goes to his car shed and he has a purpose. What is his purpose? He wants to build something where customers can find and discover anything that they may want to buy online. So that was the purpose that he had from A to Z. That's what we see in the Amazon's logo and so on. So now this purpose again resonated with millions and therefore it scaled, right? So what is that key word that we can take out of here is you resonating with the people around. Otherwise, your desire is your desire, you do it. But today we are talking about making your desire, making your aspirations towards reality into this entrepreneurial journey, which means the first keyword that you can note is whatever you take, it has to resonate with people around. The problem that you're solving has to resonate with the people around. In a very, very technical term, they call it as product market fit, right? So in layman terms, we just say whatever we have, it has to resonate with millions, right? So this is your first lesson that I'm giving. And we just take 1 minute, not more than that. The task one, it's never too late to focus on your dreams. You might have multiple dreams. So just write what is that one dream, just one dream that you would like to focus on to take it on further into your entrepreneurship. What's that one dream? So that's your task one. You can work on it, you can change it, you can modify it, you can reinvent it, but now the first thing that comes to your mind, write it. The first thing that comes to your mind, right? Because that's there deep within you. You don't have to think a lot. The first thing that comes, you're writing it. Okay. So can we hear quickly from all of you what you have written?
For me, it's motivational speaking.
Motivational speech. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, Dr. Rachel, Riaz and Anjana, can you tell me what your dreams are? What?
I want to get back into teaching.
Wonderful. You want to get back to teaching. Riaz?
Now, this is more like general. I want to have my own business now.
Okay, so did you identify in what do you want to have your business?
In field or?
Yeah, at least the way, at least the domain, have you narrowed it down?
It's more of an hospitality.
Okay. So right now you want to have a business in the hospitality sector. Okay, all right. And Anjana?
Anjana is not able to access her microphone. She is typing it down. She has written sustainability solutions with innovative products.
Sustainability solutions. All right, wonderful, wonderful. So what happens when you're writing it down like this? It gets more inscribed inside your head. You have taken just one thing, you have written that, so you know what exactly you are to break it down and try to work around. Wonderful. So that's a round of applause for finishing your task 1. So Meera, if you would like to add on, we can have it. We can have it more interactive with the host, the co-host as well. Yeah.
Definitely. So Maya Kaka as an edtech platform to learn and creating a marketplace of LMS for the trainers and managers. Yeah.
Wonderful. So it's more of collaborative ventures, right? And empowering a lot of different people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Cross-pollination and collaboration.
Wonderful. Cross-pollination and collaboration. That's a wonderful.
Thanks to each of you, Dr. Aaron, Dr. Rachel, Riaz, and Anjana for sharing what you want to, because like I'm just adding my bit along with Dr. Pratibha. I'm sure Dr. Aaron, to my knowledge, he comes from the psychology background. There's something called muscle memory. When you actually write down things, it gets inscribed, it gets saved in our neurons, in our mind, in our thoughts, in our dreams, in our vision, in our purpose, that we want to do it. Whatever happens around us, whoever is holding us from, or rather we ourselves holding ourselves from moving ahead. But what we have written down, there is always this connection, like which helps us to get us back to the ground. Like, for example, like Riaz was mentioning about hospitality. He though mentioned general, but it is not general. It's something deep-seated. Like he connected with dream is related to deep insights when Pratibha had showcased it on the screen. Dr. Aaron was talking about motivational speaking because it is something within us which we want to get it back. And Dr. Rachel want to getting back. It is like getting the foot back, setting, waiting to start again. And Anjana, yeah, you mentioned about sustainability solution with innovative products. I mean, thank you so much for sharing this on this platform. And we wish you that you bring the dreams to reality. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what I would like you to do after the session, right? After the session is revisit that small thing that you have written in task 1 and to frame it up as a sentence. Okay. For example, to change lives through accessible education for all, create eco-friendly products for a greener planet, to lead by example. So what you're doing is you're taking that motivational speech for whom, why, what, how. So just try to answer these questions and write such phrases, and this will become your vision statement to start with. Right. So you're already designing your vision statement. Many people, I've seen people going and asking content developers, can you write a vision statement? No, it can't work that way. You are the founder, you are the entrepreneur, you are the brainchild of that thing. So the vision statement has to come from you in your quiet time, You take time to think, you take time for understanding your entire thing, and you just frame it very raw, just from what is there within your heart. And then you can do all the cosmetic changes later on, right? So this is one homework that I'm giving you right now. So whatever you've taken, just try to go through it and rephrase it. Now that we finished our dreams part, let's move on to the reality part. So you have dreams, you have reality. Now how do we bridge this gap? How do we bridge this gap? What helps us to bridge this gap? In fact, Dr. Rachel told this answer in the beginning. Yes, Dr. Aaron, would you like to pitch in with your answer?
Same as what Dr. Rachel said at the beginning. We need to take steps.
We need to take steps. Excellent. We need to take steps. So what is there between dreams and reality is you'll have to take your dreams, break it as goals. From your goals, you go ahead with planning, and then you go for action, and only then it goes into a reality. It goes through a process. It goes through a process. I've heard a lot of my friends talk about different things. Some of them have told, I want to have a solar panel farm. Some of them have told, I want to make a bamboo-based toothbrush. I want to do this. I want to do that. A lot of people coming up with a lot of different ideas, but only a few people actually implement it, and they become successful leaders, successful implementers, right? So now, how do we take this is a big question, but there is a catch. There is a catch. We are talking about, okay, dreams, we are going to put it as goals, we are going to put a plan, we are going to make it as action, and then into reality. But in reality, it is not this straightforward. It's not really straightforward. You know what happens? Your dream is this side, the reality is this side. Right? Just in two opposite directions. This is the reality. And that makes us difficult, or at least seemingly difficult, for us to reach our end goal, whatever we have thought about. Nevertheless, it is not impossible to reach it, because though these are in the opposite directions, you can take some way out like this and come here, right? It's not that these two ends are never going to meet. You can go around, you can hold it, you can just take some shortcut and some other thing, and you're able to go there. And this distance between your dream and reality is called action. So today I'm just taking very, very simple words, okay, that any layman can understand. In business terms, we were taught this word is called effectuation. You just get it started. Whatever you have, don't think too much, you just get started, right? Because by the time you plan and execute and fail, you could have failed multiple times already. So just take action so that you are able to build your success based on your failures, based on your risk taking, based on your own experiences. Nothing can match it. Nothing can match your own experiences as much as others say. Even when we go through sessions, Meera and I, we go through sessions at IIM, there are a lot of people who talk, there are a lot of founders who talk. And yesterday we heard a talk where the founder was telling, if I'm going to start my another venture, I might also fail and make the same mistakes that I did in my previous things, or whatever I'm teaching you, I might make the same mistakes. So only by learning, only by doing, we learn. Only by taking this action, we do it. So now your task 2. Now for your task 2, whatever dream you have written, put a date to it. Put a date to it, because that's where your accountability comes in. From when are we starting it? From where are we starting it? Right? So here is a wonderful poster that says, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. It becomes a goal. And a goal which is broken into steps become a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams reality. Right? So whatever you have done, break it into 3-step plan of action. It can be anything. It can be anything. It can be very, very, just straight from your heart. No business strategy, no books reference, nothing. Just straight from your heart. Okay, I want to give a motivational speech. This is my first step. This is my second step. This is my third step. First, I have to approach my audience. Second, prepare my content. Third, market it. Anything, right? Just break it into 3 steps. So I've taken one example. We're still in line with bakery business as an example, because that's the example I've taken earlier. So for example, if I want to start a bakery business, provided I know how to bake, yeah, that's a given. We're not going to put that here as an actionable plan. The first thing that you want to do is find a suitable location. Where do you want to set this up? And probably deciding on the menu. What kind of things you want to have, what kind of innovations you want to make within, and what are you able to do and offer. And the third one probably could be licensing and marketing and so on, some legal and business kind of growth. So now, when you have done this, it might answer such kind of questions. So finding the suitable location will help you identify who are your customers. Say, for example, I want to open my bakery shop near colleges. Students are my customers. So I put a menu which is catering to the students. So I see what am I able to do so that I'm able to meet their taste buds. Probably they are coming to my bakery only to sit, relax and have a date. I do not know that. So probably I have to see what kind of a menu I offer to them. And licensing and marketing. So how am I able to do this business? So here we are able to answer, when you're breaking it down, who, what, how, all your essential questions start to unveil little by little. You're starting to just rip things apart. Not complicating things. Start with paper and pencil. This is what I would say. Just start with paper and pencil. No big things. You say, why do I want to do? To whom do I want to do? What am I able to do? And how am I able to do? You put it all up together. So now we've talked about this, and now you want to become an entrepreneur. Okay, you say, okay, yes, I really want to do it. I want to become an entrepreneur. So we have answered the bigger questions like who, what, how. But the deeper question that you want to answer is, why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Why? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Yeah.
A conscious interruption over here. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish to add over here with regards to why. Why become an entrepreneur, or why do what we want to do?
Okay.
If in case the word entrepreneur is adding a pressure on the shoulders, adding expectation in your mind that, oh God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do? What is the business? Because it will get into, so many other things which we all went through. Probably why we want to do what we are aspiring to do.
Okay.
That also will enable to an extent.
Okay. Yeah. So why? We can have some responses on why.
There is no right or wrong answer. There is no perfect answer over here. This is a safe place. This is a safe place in terms of we speak to you, we share the content without any judgment or without any thought in our mind what you're going to say, what you're going to think, what we are going to think. So it is at your comfort zone. You can share, because we write and we put a date. And when we be vocal about what we want to do, we make a commitment, outside our body to the universe, and it keeps giving us back.
So what I understand, why, the question of why. See, what I feel is that all of us are given a particular potential, a personality, and that really is there to serve humanity. And we can make a difference. That's what I feel. That question of why. That it'll give me personal satisfaction as well as it is going to be making a difference.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. So here, since we are talking about making dreams into reality and empowering entrepreneurs, I would like to still stick on to the question, why entrepreneurship, so that we can try to break it down even further. So making a difference, personal satisfaction, what else? Why do people normally like to take on to this entrepreneurship? Especially students these days, a lot of them try to get into entrepreneurship. And what is the first thing that comes on their mind?
They can be their own boss.
Exactly. That's the kind of responses. The very first thing you talk about entrepreneurship, people think, I'm my own boss. I need not report to anybody. Right? And people think that we have a freedom of time. You decide when you want to take vacation, you decide when you want to work, you decide what you want to do. So that decision-making capacity is within you. We don't want to be dictated, or we do not want to fall within a stream, right? What else? What are the other reasons why one wants to become an entrepreneur?
They have some idea which is not already, they have an idea which is not existing, or there is a process which they want to improvise on, but they're not able to do it in a company they're working in. So they decide, okay, why not I start my own business?
So here again, we're talking about freedom, right? We're talking about freedom. We're talking about freedom. We're talking about being our own boss. We're talking about, of course, the personal satisfaction. But nevertheless, it is not as sweet as it sounds. That's why I wanted to ask this question, why entrepreneurship? Because many people, even when I was quitting my job, I was thinking, now I am my own boss. Yes, I am my own boss, but the boss does from bathroom cleaning to marketing, from publicity to class taking, everything falls on the boss. If that's the kind of responsibility that you are willing to take, then you can become an entrepreneur. So that's why I'm going to ask you, why is a very, very important question when you want to become an entrepreneur. You will see shut doors. You will see failures. You will see people, committing towards something and then backstabbing. You will see people cheating on you, lot of different things. And there can be moments where you don't earn a single penny. There can be moments where your days could get extended and your sleeps taken away. So that freedom and all those things comes after it is scaled, probably after you have a lot of different people, then you become your boss. Till then, you becoming your own boss, your mind will constantly control what you will have to do, right? So are we having that kind of an awareness when we think about entrepreneurship? Many people do not understand that. Right? So that's a very important question that we're taking. And of course, we need to know the definition of an entrepreneur. He identifies a business opportunity or an innovative idea, like Dr. Rachel has said, and he takes that initiative to turn that idea into viable and profitable business venture. Exactly in the words of what Dr. Rachel had said, right? We take an innovative idea, we try to make it. But here, this is another task. Probably after the session, you write what are your reasons to become an entrepreneur. It can vary from making that impactful change in the society. It can start with that. But it could also mean I want to bring out my passions better if I have the liberty to show it or execute it the way that I have decided to execute it. It could be anything. It could be financial independence. It could be, if I am an employee, I'm able to make this amount of money. But if I am an entrepreneur, probably in another 3-4 years, I will be able to scale it 2x, 3x, 4x, though my initial years would be a struggle. You might have such aspirations. You might also think, when I am an employee, I'm able to do with somebody's vision or target. But here as an entrepreneur, I am working on my vision, my target. I do not mind spending long hours onto it. And I am able to employ few more people and give that employability, world that is longing for employment. Anything, just write your reasons. And why do I want to take on this particular thing to do as my business idea? So I would like you to write these two things. Now, when you're asking your whys, this is one small example that I've given you. Ask yourself the deep whys. Deep whys. Here's an example. Say, for example, the problem is you have ran through a red light. Okay? You ran through a red light. Why? Because you're late for work. Is that the reason? No. Why? Why are you late for work? Because you woke up late. Why did you wake up late? Alarm didn't work. Why alarm didn't work? Battery got exhausted. Why? Because I forgot to check it. So you're going deep to find the root cause. Unless or until you know the root cause, your why is very, very shallow. We will never be able to reach your end destination. People quit. Many people quit. Many people quit. It's not because of money. It's because of frustration. It's because of continuous failures, because we have not seen the deep whys. So take time to analyze for yourself. And here, entrepreneurship, when we talk about it, it talks about bearing all the risks. You will have to take risks of whom do you want to contact and the opportunities that you do not want to take up. You give up on a lot of opportunities. You give up on a lot of, ways that come to you, open up to you, doors that open up to you. Are you willing to bear that risk? So this is what entrepreneurship is all about, right? So here I have an entrepreneur versus employee chart, which is there online. So you can scale your income, you can be independent, but nevertheless, you also have problem because you will have to have a discipline. When you are becoming your own boss, nobody is going to ask you to check in on time, go out. You are accountable for yourself, and that's the, that's a struggle. That is a struggle. Not everybody is an entrepreneurship material, right? Because you are accountable. You're not responding to anybody, but every day you still have the motivation to get back to work, and then you are an entrepreneur. If you have that, then you are an entrepreneur, right? So you are willing to take big risks. You always know you are never 100% safe. You're never 100% safe, right? And your jobs can be replaced. Your businesses can be replaced. Okay, so here let's look at this reality check. If the employee gets a trajectory like this, growth, promotion, you have a fixed income. As an entrepreneur, you start high, then you see it's hard, then you see there's hope, then not again, I've hit my lows. Again, yeah, we always knew and we try to go. It's not a straightforward path, but sustain through it, right? So coming back to the original picture, your dream versus reality in the opposite directions. Yes, it is in opposite directions. So here what people think it looks like, if you have big idea, you give money, you build upon it and you have a success overnight. No, look at the second picture. This is how it is. Our minds also become like that because we do not know on what to focus. Should I focus on marketing? Should I focus on people management? Should I focus on customer persona? Should I focus on building my material? Oh my God, we have just one brain and so many questions, right? Nevertheless, you can reach there only if you are aware of it. Otherwise, you think I'm tangled, I'm lost, and you quit in this point. But if you are aware of it, yeah, this is a journey of an entrepreneur. Let's just go through it. It's just a challenge that we are taking up in our lives. You will be able to do it. But the most important tip that I would like to give you is you must have the willingness to pivot. By pivot, it means changing your idea. Don't get completely hugging, embracing your idea to a very great extent. You might have a good idea, but if that idea is not acceptable in the market, you and your idea will stay, the market will go in some other direction. So you see what is the best fit, try to pivot it in such a way and go there, learn, walk through failures and grow, right? So this is what we are to do. So now, qualities of an entrepreneur, you might have known self-confidence, you be passionate, you are focused, you have the risk-taking ability, leadership ability, you are future-oriented, and you are creative. So these are some of the characters that I have put here in place. And probably you might now ask, okay, now she has instilled a little bit of fear within me. Am I an entrepreneurship material? Because, I've said we are talking about all this. But if you were good in problem solving skills way from your childhood, in your school days, if there was a problem, you just went, you intervened, you said, okay, this is a problem. Why are you hitting around it? Let's just solve it, this. You are already an entrepreneur. If you have the power of networking, you already have a capacity of an entrepreneur. If you're volunteering for a cause, if you are good in organizing some community events, if you're good in budgeting, so you already have some innate strength that is there within yourself as an entrepreneur, and you build around the other expertise so that it is being projected. Okay, so
conscious intervention over here, like I'm sure most of us would relate to this. As a child, when probably a couple of us over here, we might belong to a generation or an overlap of generation where receiving a pocket money was like a big thing. We used to look forward to, right? Every month, a couple of us would have. I received my first pocket money only when I was in 10th or 11th. I mean, I should say that's a big blessing. At least I got from 10th or 11th. But people, a generation before me, I mean, they never got one. They got one only when they started earning. But when they receive the pocket money, or whenever we get some that hard-earned money, which we don't get usually from our parents, I'm sure each of us would have saved it. Might be next time when I ask, they might not give me. So typically, entrepreneurship, or for those of, women, for example, I could relate to Dr. Rachel over here. For example, a mother's role is definitely, if you want to put it across, in Hindi they call it as a jugaad. like effectuation, what Pratibha had mentioned about, right? A jugaad is like something wherein whatever resources are there, with that you make it out. So a mother usually knows about the financial status of the house also. I mean, so is with father for that matter. But most of the time, I mean, living in a society where we still, a woman, despite talking about, equality, or despite talking about yes, I have all that means, but they come forward first when it is about, rescuing, also in terms of, financial mechanism, or when when the forecast is like, oh my God, next month it looks bleak, they run the show. So are men who are being supportive enough. But these two aspects will help us, pivot. Like pivoting is something, Pratibha, like you mentioned, it's just not only in the Excel function, right? Or in a Google sheet that you work. Pivoting is something every now and then to see, not only with regards to our work, with our own behavior, with our own thoughts also, wherein we just stop by and say, oh, I shouldn't have told, oh, I shouldn't have behaved like that. So that's a learning. We cannot go back and change things, but we can always create new beginning. So yeah, that's a bit on entrepreneurship I wanted to add up, because I worked in the corporate for close to 17 and a half years, and every month receiving that salary, lots of money and things. But when it became like entrepreneurship for the last 5 years, situation when people make us one for that matter, and let us make a best use of it, I would rather say. I mean, earning that every penny, organizing sessions, everything, every time we just think, okay, next month when I'm going to run it, what is the license that I have to enable? What are the things? Like, for example, if in case you're hearing this calling bell now, or for the people who are going to be listening to this in the recorded, I mean, it is about maneuvering between, or it is about balancing between. It's a high wire walk, I would say, but you would enjoy once you get a grip of it. Over to Pratibha.
Yeah, that's wonderful, because I'm going to talk about this point on budgeting and house management and so on in the coming slide, right? So the next task that I'm giving you, you can all note it down, because for want of time, this is a very intensive masterclass, right, that we are conducting. So we might not have time to really break it down along with you, but you can note it, and you can probably, note it in your book and try to work around it. So task 4 is introspection. Self-awareness. Try to know what you are good at, what you enjoy doing, and is there a market. If you're able to find an intersection between these points, this is your sweet spot. And if you're going to position yourself somewhere here, then it is going to become very fulfilling, very meaningful, and also very successful, right? So what are you good at? What do you enjoy? And is there a market? So just try to find this little thing so that you will be able to have a little bit more awareness about yourself, and you will be able to find your niche. That is very, very important. Now, the question is, can I become an entrepreneur? Can I become an entrepreneur? Okay. So I've just taken some small examples. I'm sure you would have known this lady, right? I'm not sure if you've seen. She sells idlis for 1 rupee, right? For a very long time, she's been selling idlis. She sells idlis because it is her dream, right? It's an emotion-driven one. She wants to feed people, but she didn't want to give it free of cost. She gives it at 1 rupee, even till date, at the age of, I think, 90, right? She's still doing it. She's still doing it. So she has continued doing it despite her age, despite the reward that she is receiving. I don't think it's a good reward that she's receiving monetarily. Nevertheless, she has sustained because it was her passion. It was her passion, right? Passion driven. She enjoys doing what she likes to do, and she's just doing with what she is able to do. Here is another example. Recently, I got married. I moved to another locality. And that's a locality where things are coming up now. Very slowly it's coming up. We don't have shops. We don't have a lot of different things. We are just seeing that area grow. How is this area growing? One day, one fellow comes. He just tries to assess that houses. He just walks around and assesses that house. The next day he comes with his small vehicle. He puts up an iron stall just to do the ironing. He is an entrepreneur, right? He just gets to see where that need is. How can I fit in? Okay, if that person is not coming to me, if that customer is not coming to me, let me go where the customer is. He goes from door to door, picks it up, and he does it. People like this are there around your neighborhood also. A beautician, she knows only to thread. At home, she sits, she does the threading, eyebrows threading. Sit at home, get some money. Entrepreneurship. People who are working in, this we will see, this is a little bit of theft also. Security guards who are asked to take care of orchids and all the groves, mango groves, they will take a little bit of low hanging mangoes, place it outside in one small table and they will sell it. Have you seen that? They would have taken it there, but they sell it. So that's again, yeah? Have you seen that? Yeah, topo manga, they say. They just sell it. It's not theirs also, but that entrepreneurship is there within them. Again, another example that I could say in our area is this tender coconut water. The lady was saying there's no bus shelter, go put beside a bus shelter coconut water, tender coconut water. They find a location, they put it, get it done, right? YouTubers. Most of the YouTubers you see these days are people who are just showing their lifestyle, right? So they have that particular thing. So can I become an entrepreneur? Everyone can become an entrepreneur. Everyone can. Today you plan something. I want to buy 10 water bottles and sell it for a little bit of a profit. I am an entrepreneur, right? But the question that you need to ask is, can I sustain as an entrepreneur? There are people who take 4 businesses, 5 businesses. My first business failed, my second business failed, my third business failed, my fourth business failed, my fifth business works. Right? But that person has sustained through 4 failures already. So can I sustain, or if my one business fails, am I going to close it up and go? So do I have that entrepreneurial mindset? Can I sustain is the key word. And if you permit, I can go for another 10 minutes. Is that okay with all of you?
Okay with me.
Okay, all right. So usually we start with introducing the speaker, like how Ms. Meera did. But for me, I always put it at the end because in case there's no time, I just skip that entire part. Right. So here I am. So about me, I am a nanotechnologist to an entrepreneur. I'm a PhD in physics with specialization in nanotechnology. And I'm going to talk about a little thing and what I would want you to do right now when this particular thing is happening. I'm going to put a form in the chat box. All right. And in this form, you are going to document your observations. I'm so sorry. I took a screenshot and I put the screenshot. I'm so sorry about it. Just give me 1 minute.
So as Pratibha is sharing, wish to add 2 points over here. We have 2 links that we wish to. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
So, all right, this is because we see our photo again there in the chat box. Okay, so I would share a link, which is again on the Ticket 9 platform itself. We would want each of you to just drop in there, share your review in the form of a star, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star. Or you want to give so many other lots more. I mean, I think there's not a provision, but if in case you don't like few things or you want something, some areas of improvement, suggestion, please put in your point. That will really help. That is for the Ticket 9 platform where we have created this event. That apart, we have our own Maya Katha's Google form link. Your feedback means a lot because you have spent your time, you have spent your money, you have spent your energy, and you have other works to do, and you're still over here for some reason which connects with your need and our requirement. So the fulfillment, like Pratibha mentioned, dream and goal, there is something called the between path, which is action. So if you can take an action in terms of sharing your feedback, it will motivate us. I mean, who doesn't wish to get motivated? We all love to get that good words, right? It's a normal human tendency. Like every child, every adult also would like to receive a feedback, to hear the experience about the session, how it has been. So it would be really great if you can do that. In the meantime, you have a form which Pratibha has shared. You can just start with that. And I'm getting into that.
Okay, thank you. So this task, I'm taking a case study. And the best case study that I can talk about is my own venture. So I've taken my first venture, which is Lily of the Valley, and I'm going to talk about it. So you are going to note your observations from an entrepreneurial perspective. You break it down, you see what has worked, what has not worked, and give your comments on that. So just try to assess it. And the similar thing you can do for various case studies. Take Google, take Coca-Cola, take Colgate, and try to just go through what has happened, how they have shaped as a company, and then try to break this down. So that will help you to have deeper insights. All right. So I told you I was a researcher. I was at France for my PhD. Okay. So at 24, I was the youngest PhD working with the French Defense Ministry. Okay, so that's how I went, and I was working as a scientist, and I had this aspiration for a very long time to become a scientist. So we were talking about aspiration. So I had this aspiration of becoming a scientist from my 4th standard. So I was very happy. I had some promotions and all these things, fully funded project. And at 22, I'm in France in a very established university, fully funded for my doctoral program. And I'm happy, settled there. Eventually, what happens over a period of time, I finish my PhD, and around the same time, my mom passes away. Okay. So I had to make a tough call whether I had to move to London, where I had a postdoc position, or to come back to India. So I come back to India to be with my dad. Okay. Because I'm the only daughter. I went on to become a professor in a reputed institution. And there I was still in my early 20s, the head of nanotechnology research lab. And there were seniors reporting under me, had government projects, had a lot of different things. So this is in terms of my career I'm talking about. But what happened is, when I was a professor working there, I had an opportunity to interact with a lot of students. And I found that they had heavy loans to get a degree, but no job. At the end of 4 years, they're not able to get a job. Parents have already spent money by selling their properties. Very sad. They have sold out their land. They have sold out their houses. Some have mortgaged their houses so that their son or their daughter could have an education in an elite institution, because these elite institutions promise 100% placement. Little do we know the catch, not 100% sit for placements. Right? So why are these people not able to sit for placement? Because they have a problem with their language, their problem with their self-esteem, they're not able to match with their other classmates, and lack of exposure and skills. So by the second year, they already have arrears, they're trying to adjust, but by that time the CGPA is already very low and they're not able to sit for placements. This is the scenario. And I felt so bad when the parents are coming, they're crying, something, ma'am, just do something. We have nothing, because we were dependent on this son of ours. We wanted this son of ours to take the family to another standard. So this was a burden that I had within my heart. And I was thinking, if it were me in that position, if I hadn't found a job, I would have taught music, I would have taught drawing, I would have taken tuition, I would have, taught a lot of different things and had some sort of income generation. But these people are not able to do it. Why? Because as a kid, I was exposed to all this. I was sent to a music class. I had the opportunity of going to libraries, read a lot of books, do some extra courses and this and that. And that's when this thought hit my mind. Oh my God, there is a parallelly growing society around us, right? Parallelly growing society around us, which is not able to get exposed to any of these skills. So my idea went, why not I take these kids, train them with what I know. Just what I know. I know music, I know French. Let me just start training them with what I know, so that in case this fellow doesn't get a job, he'll at least be a guitar teacher, earning 3,000 a month at least, teaching some tuition kids, and he is not able to be a financial burden on their parents. That's all. To take care of his own self. So in this case, what I did, I started LOV, which we call as Lily of the Valley Skill Development Center. It was started in my storeroom, not as a business. Not as a business. Now you relate what kind of a dream has it satisfied. Okay. So it was started in the storeroom, and I had target audience as auto drivers kids, maids kids, lab assistant kids, missionary kids. Why? Because they were the only ones I knew. People around me. So I just told them, come. No strategic planning, no business motive, no plans of establishing as an institute, no hidden agenda. Just calling these people and getting it done. So now what happens? We tried to do a lot of different things, right? And slowly what started happening was single mothers started coming. Single mothers. Now these single mothers had very specific problem. They have a small kid at home. They need to go for work. They cannot leave this kid anywhere. So what can I do? So I said, why not teach French? Because French is one thing where in all schools you can go as a part-time teacher. Anything else you train them, they have to go as full-time. French you can go as a part-time teacher. Since I know French, let me do this bridging the gap between reality, right? So bridge the gap. I started teaching French to single mothers so that we paid their fees, we paid their exam certifications, which is coming around 10,000 per level, providing them, because I was still in a job, so I was able to do all these things. So after doing this, we are able to place them in a job. They go to a school, they take some tuitions, 5,000, 6,000 rupees they get, their family is still settled. So this goes on, and eventually what happens, there are people, you know, so this is one of our students, she was a single mother and she is also no more today. So we are taking care of their son right now. So this is the kind of situations that it went on, and there were people who came because they were depressed. They knew that I was teaching music. They were going through depression. They wanted music as a therapy. They just wanted to come, they wanted to sit, they just wanted to listen to them, not me giving any advice. They just wanted me to listen to them. So all these things started, and I saw this was very satisfying, as Dr. Aaron had said, that meaning in life. I'm passing it on to people. I'm building so many people around. So happy. I'm seeing people coming to me. Today, I'm an entrepreneur for a second venture where I'm trying to sell my courses. Nobody comes. Here, I was not trying to sell. So many people coming. Okay, people were coming. So I decided, with a deep burden, after 2 years of dilemma, keeping it in prayer, to resign my job. So I resigned my job, take all the money, build 3 classrooms. The beautiful classrooms that you see here, we have 3 classrooms here. So I built these classrooms over here, finished building it, COVID hits. All right. So I hope you're making note of the learnings from these kind of things. Okay. So these are your unexpected challenges that comes. So there is a COVID that hits. People are not coming, and I'm in all depression. Oh my God, what did you do to me? I gave up my job, which was highly paying, thinking that I'm going to do a social service or even cater to other set of audience. And what has this to do with this? Okay. These are the 3 classrooms that we have built. So what is it that we are doing? So I had seen some new doors opening. Started with scientific consultancy project over there, and we started providing employment to those who lost it during lockdown. So these were people, for example, who were playing music in weddings. What happened to them? For weddings itself, we are inviting only 100 people. So people who are playing at music and weddings, what will they do? They have EMIs, they have families, but they don't have a job. Gyms were closed, gym instructors. They were martial art trainers who had 1 square meal a day, who had represented India in various forums, 1 square meal a day. So what can we do to them? Taking them in, they have the skill, they don't have a curriculum, sitting along with them, drafting a curriculum and helping them to launch as teachers. Little things. Okay, there were people who didn't know anything. You don't know anything, you come to us. Do you speak Tamil? Yes, I speak Tamil. Why don't you teach Tamil? We will frame a curriculum, and bringing some NRI kids to them and asking them, 2 students, take tuition, 4,000 rupees per month. You are coming and asking me for 2,000 rupees per month as loan. 4,000 rupees you are able to earn. So this is how we try to do this. Okay. And before we thought, we had 25 plus faculties and 30 plus courses that were going on. Now this sounds like a success story, doesn't it? When this ended, COVID finished, something that I didn't foresee. People went back to play at their weddings. People went back to gymnasium. People went back to do their martial arts. So what's happening? We have our courses with no instructors, right? So again, a huge hit that has happened. And then we have now a group of like-minded individuals who are joining, people who want to do such kind of service and things like that. Now we have completed about 7 years of this particular thing, and we are now promoting small ventures and new entrepreneurs with collaborative initiatives. So this, in a very short gist, is about LOV. Okay, this is just a case study, and today we have about 200 plus students at present enrolled in the courses from different things, only with word of mouth. We don't have a website, there is nothing. So with this, we have it. Okay. So I'm stopping here with that, and I'm just giving you few minutes to note down your learnings, note down your observations from your entrepreneur perspective. Yeah, if you're done, you can just show a thumbs up. You can just show a thumbs up if you're done.
And as we promised, we are just sharing the ebook, a small e-booklet on idea and structure in the WhatsApp group. So that should be there in another 2 minutes in your WhatsApp inbox group. That's a promise, a small gift, which we wanted to give, and there it is. And yeah.
Okay, Dr. Rachel has finished. Others, if you finish, you can give a thumbs up, or for want of time, you can also fill it a little later because we've already exceeded some time. Okay, so here I'm here. So we have some courses. Basically, we're operating under few verticals. We teach languages, foreign languages and Indian, music. We do research consultancy. We do have hobby classes and entrepreneurship. We teach lessons on entrepreneurship also. And our services are group classes. We also have one-to-one consultation and workshops. Upcoming courses, we have one workshop on August 6th between 4 to 6 p.m. And at the end of the workshop, if you would like to take a free one-to-one consultation call, you can go with it after the workshop. But even for today's workshop, me in collaboration with Maya Katha, we are offering a one-to-one free consultation call. If at all you want to, it's a discovery call, a 10-15 minute call, just to help you get started if you need it. Okay, the topic for the next upcoming course is narrowing down your focus, discovering your ideal entrepreneurial niche. So this is the course that I'm floating, and it's only 500 rupees to embark on a journey of your lifetime, right? With one-to-one call also. So I hope the session was useful to all of you, and you can share all your comments to Meera, as she's told, and we are always, yeah, and we are always there to help you, support you, and it is just that we are learning from our failures, and it's always a sharing that's taking place. It's not something that we're teaching you, it's a sharing that's happening. Probably some of the parts we would have taken a little ahead of you, and that's the sharing of experiences that is happening.
This gives me an insight to give that example, Pratibha. It so happens, for example, we are traveling and
Yeah.
we have a destination to reach. Some of us are just starting from the home. Some of them are taking a cab or an auto to the station, and some of them have already boarded a plane or a train, and some of them are, waiting for the boarding pass, and some have already landed. So, but we all have our destination fixed. So, typically, any journey, entrepreneurship or creator journey, what we are doing, it starts. It needs to be started. That's the
Exactly.
way we wish to put it across.
Exactly. And just to add on to what you said, the idea of this destination, as you rightly said, whoever the driver is, right? And whatever the car you have, it will still take you to that destination. It could be a small car, big car, luxury car, anything, on automatic car. It's going to still take you to that destination if only the driver knows to drive it right. Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Just a request, is it possible to, I think Anshana, I don't see her. There's some problem with her network. We dropped her somewhere. Yeah. So if you're comfortable, if you can switch on your video, we thought as a memory, we can have this recorded. And but before that, there is a Ticket 9, the link which you used to register for this event. Can you please just drop in over there and share your rating? Because anything, we do it immediately after the session, it happens. Similarly, like acting on our dream also, for that matter. So it would be really great if you can just hop into this link and share your review. And Riaz, if you're comfortable, you can switch on your video, or else we'll just go with a screenshot of this event. And are you okay if we can share this on the social media and on Maya Katha's website or on Pratibha's site that you folks attended? Are you okay with it, Rachel? All right, you're good. Okay. Riaz, probably you can just show a thumbs up, or you can just let us know. Thumbs up. Okay, Great. So, Pratibha, probably you could just take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Sechi.
Just give me a minute. I'm putting that shot here in the picture. I'm going to take one more. In fact, at LOV, my institute is called LOV, Lily of the Valley. We call it as LOV, okay, love kind of thing. So for every screenshot we do, we say go with some crazy action. We say like this, and things like that. Just because it's not a full session kind of a thing. We just enjoy a sharing, a morning time of sharing. That's it, right?
Absolutely.
So if you would like to go on some crazy poses, feel free to go, because
I will just do one thing. So this recording will serve for the future purpose also. To the listeners or the viewers who are watching now or in the future, we are just pausing the recording now with the bag full of learnings. Thank you.
Thank you.